What's up, everyone? Welcome to Buffoon Brandon Banter. I'm your host, Buffoon Brandon. You can follow me at Buffoon Brandon on Instagram. I'm also known as Brandon Shepner if you want to follow me. Well, not follow me by that, but just know my name. Anyway, I had the pleasure of speaking with Zach Welch today and really enjoyed our conversation. We talk about a wide variety of things. He's a local stand-up here in Cleveland. He is very funny. He hosts the Lakewood Village Tavern open mic every Wednesday in Lakewood at 9:15 sign up, 9:45 show start, give or take. But again, every Wednesday, go check it out. See the up and coming comics. You'll see me there sometimes. You'll see Zach there pretty much every time, unless he has a substitute, which he never does. He's there. He does his thing. He's going to be starting up the Third and Wrong. You can look up Third and Wrong, number 3 RD and Wrong on Instagram. It's a show that he's going to be starting up at a bar to be determined, and they're going to just have some fun little things in the middle of a game while the game goes on, and just follow that for more information. Basically, if you're in the Cleveland area and you want to go see a comedy show while football is going on and be able to watch both at the same time. It's the best of both worlds. I went to it a few times a couple years ago and when they were doing it, and it was really fun. He's wanting to get it started back up. So looking forward to that. And we talk about comedy, of course, stand-up. We talk about the difference between that and improv. We talk about and we talk about rejection and what it's like, what it means to get no's in this business and industry and comedy, and how we move on from that. So I just really enjoyed this conversation with Zach. It was really fun, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Give us a 5-star review. Share it with anyone that you think might find this episode relevant, and subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. My personal favorite's Pocket Casts. If you're looking for a new podcast player, I've used it for 5 years or so, and I've just loved it. It's just really, and this is not a sponsored ad or anything. I want to see Pocket Casts continue to be supported and thriving, because they're coming up with some really cool features, and the clip feature is really fun. You can make your own clips like really quickly and easily of whatever podcast you want. Just save it for yourself. So anyway, again, check Zach out on Instagram at Welch Refinery, and let's get into the podcast with the conversation with Zach and I on Buffoon Brandon Banter. Barley, stay down. I know, it's exciting.
Ooh, this is Lux.
Thanks.
Who'd you have on the first one?
Do you know Ruben Ryan?
Not personally, but I've heard the name.
You know who he is. Yeah. So I went down to his place down in Akron, or Cuyahoga Falls area. It was a cool interview because he and I won't spoil it because you got to listen to the episode.
Of
but
course.
I talked about it right away at the top.
Uh-huh.
But he and I have had like a kind of a serendipitous backstory from like 10 years ago that we brushed shoulders without really knowing each other. And then like I saw him again at Imposters. I was like, whoa, I know you from...
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, shit, okay. But we never interacted like in other than just... I'll just say it, we were in the same class at Kent State.
Oh,
and
okay,
it was
yeah.
just wild to kind of, wild to see him 10 years later, and I don't know. The only reason I remembered him because he was asking really interesting questions in the comparative religious thought class, like questions I'd never like considered and stuff like that. And so he really stuck out to me.
Cool.
But, yeah, it was just a really cool moment, and it felt like very much like oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like one of
That's
those
cool.
moments.
Yeah, sometimes you run into people from your past at open mics or whatever, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, when did you start doing this?" And they're like, "Just this week," and then you never see them again.
Yeah.
Before we start, can I tell you one little bit of weird tea thing that happened to me last night that I don't want on the. Sorry, we can go back to talking about meeting people at open mics.
Yeah. Well, let me just interject real quick. Thank you for coming. This is Zach Welch. I'm Brandon Shepner, as you know. Yeah. So Zach, I know Zach through stand-up comedy. He runs the. Or host runs. Is that the same word? Same thing?
I like to say I'm the current steward of
the Lakewood Village Tavern open mic, which is the Village Idiot. Barley. You can push him down.
Brandon has this awesome dog who is just a little. He's so friendly. He's just trying to get up and be part of everything.
He is. He's very friendly, but he's a little invasive sometimes.
Oh, I love dogs. My ex had a dog that lived with us, and I miss her so terribly. And she was about Barley's size too.
Oh yeah. He's a good dog. I considered rehoming him like 6 months ago or so, and I was like trying to, because I was in a much different space. I was stressed, and he was a burden. He was adding more stress and stuff. I'm so glad I didn't get rid of him, to be honest. Boy. Like and the training, like I said, shout out to Tim Cornett, his dog training. He did a really good job. I did 5 sessions with Tim, and I feel like I'm able to communicate with Barley and understand what he's trying to communicate better. You know what I mean?
I love that.
And, he's tangled up in your.
Oh, is he? Is there
jack
something
here? If you just, sorry, he's stuck. But back to the.
Oh yeah,
the
I'm the current steward of the LVT open mic.
Yeah,
that's a mic that's been going on for years and years and years, and it changes hands every couple of years. So I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and you know, it might be about time to start looking at other things. I've talked to the bar about that a little bit. So do I taste good? Anyway, sorry, talking to the dog, not Brandon. That's crazy. If you're listening to this on audio,
I mean, it's both of us. So
yeah. I'm the current steward of that mic, and maybe next year it'll be somebody else.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Definitely come out and see some up and coming comics at the Lakewood Village Tavern.
Come spend some money is what I want you to do.
Yeah, well, that's definitely part of it too. It's Wednesday nights at 9:45, 9:30.
Ooh, yeah, real loose 9:45. Kind of depends on, I say 9:15, sign up 9:45. I start as soon as I have 5 or 6 people on the list, and sometimes that is at 9:45, sometimes that's at 10. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
it's probably the mic I've done most.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the worst part about that room. Not to only dwell on the negative, because I do like the
people
I like the small stage.
Telling me what they hate about this mic.
No. Well, it's mainly just the sound that you get from the bar room. Like that that curtain doesn't block much. It helps.
Yeah.
Kind of like these curtains I got. Like
sure.
It's gonna help, but like whenever like I hear people like laughing and shouting and stuff in the other room, it's like
they're having more fun than we are.
Well, it's that, but it's also just like, oh, what are we here for? We're here for. I mean, at least some of the people are here for the comedy. I get it.
Yeah,
it's just a bar. It's an open bar. So
yeah, and sometimes the you can hear the touch tunes in the other room. So sometimes people will be telling like really vulnerable trauma material, and in the other room it's just like Chapel Roan screaming at you or whatever.
Yeah. Someone's unpacking their trauma and just like Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, and they're bombing too. Bombing for nobody.
There is some bombing there, but there's bombing at every open mic. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Oh yeah,
and that's one of the things I've had to really get over. And I mean, that's everybody. Anybody that's done stand up, I feel like, has to probably get over that. And
bombing. I hate when people are like, you gotta love the bomb. Like, no, you fucking don't.
No,
but you do have to get used to it, and you have to learn to like sit in it either way.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I hate when comics talk about comedy.
You just hate comedy, right?
Comedy has let me down and broken my heart so many times in so many different ways that I do often say, fuck, I hate comedy.
Yeah.
Can we curse on this?
Oh, fuck
okay.
yeah.
All right. It's not even, and it's not like, that's not all comedy's fault. Some of that is the fault of my own drinking. Some of it's the fault of bad luck. Sometimes it's the fault of like, I've had a lot of friends in comedy that turned out not to be my friends. That's kind of the big one for me, really, is like, the comics are not necessarily your friends, even the ones that you think are, and you do meet like real friends in this, but fewer and farther between than I think new people realize. So that's my advice for new comics: is don't listen to other comedians talk about comedy, and don't talk to me.
Don't talk to Zach. Yeah. He might seem friendly, but he's not.
I don't. I don't seem friendly. People are like, you seem mean. I'm like, I am.
See, I don't see that.
Yeah.
I see below the surface.
Yeah, I can be a little choosy with who I let see a softer side of me, but yeah.
I got you. So how long have you been doing stand-up and whatnot?
Oh, well, since I was born. I was born on the stage, baby. No, I started in 2013, but I've gone through periods of like hitting it really hard and periods of even like quitting or saying that I'm quitting, or over the pandemic I didn't do it for a few years. So I've taken a lot of breaks, but it's just hard because it's like, you let comedy in, and then it breaks your heart, and then you don't want to do it for a little while, and then you're like, I'm ready to get hurt again.
Yeah. Speaking of the last one of the when we saw each other last, I hadn't heard about I had mentioned that I auditioned for the sketch team, the house team at Imposters.
Oh yeah.
And, I didn't get it. I didn't get either of them. I didn't
get into any of the out-of-state festivals I applied for this year. So a lot of rejection in comedy. It's so frustrating.
It's just like I'm learning to live with it, but it doesn't necessarily always make it easier. It's just shorter lived.
I hate getting rejected, man. It sucks. And there's a lot of it too. And sometimes it's like, sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's like a national thing with people that are like a big deal. And it's like, I can see why I was not one of the 500 submittees selected for 30 spaces. Yeah. But then sometimes it's like, maybe not like local, but kind of local. And then you don't get into it and you're like, and then they picked who from here?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's, you have to understand too, is like, just because you didn't get it doesn't mean you were the worst one of all of that. Some people are bubble applicants. And then sometimes it's also about like, how many followers do you have on social media? And I don't have that because I don't engage with social media that way, because I'm 35 and I'm a little old for TikTok. Yeah. And I have a life.
Yeah.
And so
I'm not like real big into the like content creation for the sake of content creation either. Like if I get a good idea for something, I'll sometimes I'll post it or whatever.
Yeah, and some of these kids are plugging out impressions in their cars, or which God bless. But I'm not. I just don't engage with it that way.
Yeah, same. It feels more like work to me. Like I don't want to feel committed to something to fulfill. I don't want comedy to feel like a commitment to fulfill. You know, outside of myself or whatever I want to do. I
got some flack once for using the term hobby comic in not a bad way on a podcast once. But it's like, man, if you're spending all of your time and all of your money on something that does not put money back in your bank account, that's a hobby, babe. Which is fine. Yeah. It's fine. But
things are only hobbies until they're not.
Yeah.
If you're pursuing it for that reason, I guess.
I'll be 36 in December. This ship has sunk, Brandon.
No, it's not. It's never too late. I've only like really been going at comedy for 2 years, and I'm 35. Like, yeah. I don't. It's been the most fun I've had in in my life. Like, honestly, like,
yeah, God, my first 4 years were so fun too.
I know, and I know it's like maybe it's that's for you. I meant to say that. It might be a little bit of a recency bias, I understand, but I also just realized that I'm pursuing something that that I could fail. I'm allowing myself to fail, and I'm okay with it, because it's at least when I was an engineer for 11 years, combustion engineer, and like I know, brag, right?
I mean, it's way cooler than comedy. Let's talk about that.
I love having that background. Honestly, like there were some fun like stories and experiences and stuff, and I got to travel a lot, which was really fun. But I like my last, like especially the last 2 to 3 years or so with it. It was the sole source of my depression, I realized.
Sure,
and
yeah.
I tried to open up about that with HR and tried to like explain, some of the issues I had.
HR doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly, yeah. And I realized that pretty quickly. And they would tell, like, even I was the project manager for a failed project from the start. Like,
sure.
And it turned out to, and like I was managing like 15 plus projects at this one point. And some of them were, over $1 million budget and stuff like that. And so I was like trying to juggle a lot of plates at once.
Yeah,
and I was one of 2 project managers in our entire like 500 person company. Like this is a huge project, and not to get too far into it, but this basically the CEO accepted this project we knew we couldn't deliver on because it was selling to one of our sister companies in China, and we wanted to build that market in China for these burners. It was a new type of burner. Basically, when I say burner, just like imagine a giant flamethrower that has
I'm in.
It has natural gas.
Tell me everything.
And oxygen or air, just ambient air, pumped through the burner. It's ignited, and it goes through these tubes, radiant tubes, and that's like heating whatever their furnace is heating. I can't remember what they were making. But it was a new product for us, and all kinds of new development and stuff like that. And the time frame was impossible. Like, and this was like 2022. So lead times and stuff from COVID were still fucked up, like supply chain stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And so we said we would deliver 120 burners and 120 recuperators to China in like 3 months. It literally took us 12 months plus to deliver the final one.
Jesus.
And
that's tough.
And it was like we were having problems from our sourcing, from like the cast metals, and like the castings and like the raw materials had like air pockets and stuff in them. And we were having problems with the like manufacturing. We were having problems with how quickly we could get the castings and stuff. It was just, everything was going wrong. And so like the president mentioned something about, oh, well, we can maybe offer a bonus for people, because of how stretched thin everybody's feeling right now. Because the pressure was on me, and I was like, that pressure was like kind of trickling down to everybody. And I was doing my best to kind of keep it to myself, but I was like dying,
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, figure out a bonus structure, for the people working on this project, and we'll talk about it. And it was like the president and the guy, the China salesman that I was working with.
The China salesman.
I know, yeah. His name was Spark.
Arthur Miller's the China salesman.
He was from our sister company, and he started off pretty like. He was a dick, like basically like, you will deliver this, and I was just real with him. I was like, I'm just telling you, it's not going to happen. I'm going to be the one that tells you, what's happening.
Yeah.
And like it took like a few months before he finally understood, and we were able to communicate well. And he and I, by the end of it, had a pretty good working relationship and stuff. But I came up with this bonus structure and everything. And I was like, all right, well, these are the certain percentages. Like this person, these people would get this and this and this. And then I brought it up to the president, and he's like, oh, well, no. Like, and I was just like,
of course.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
You're like dangling this in like this fake carrot or whatever. That and it's just so unserious. And like another conversation with him I had in the hallway, and he's like, oh, like, you don't need to copy me on these emails, like, about this project. That's why I hire all of you other people to do, like, basically take care of these issues. And I, like, that fucking rubbed me the wrong,
I hate having
wrong
a
way
job.
so bad, because, like, he was the fucking person that signed off on this project and said, yeah, we'll figure it out. And then he just washes his hands clean of it. And then meanwhile, I'm going home underpaid and overworked, literally depressed and feeling like I want to kill myself, like, sorry, trigger warning. But like legit, I felt like that. Like legit, I had no joy in my life. And I felt like my work was sucking the energy out of me, and I had to get out of there. And so I finally got another job, and it was like a $30,000 raise. And so when I put in my 2 weeks, HR is like, what if we matched? And I was like, fuck no. I didn't say it. I didn't say that, but that was the mindset. It's just like, you guys already burned your bridge.
You might as well have said it. I mean, you would have felt better.
I was like, I asked for this. I asked for not even this much. I asked for a raise to get me back to where I was before COVID, because I was getting a lot of overtime, and my overall take home was more than the salary I got when I got a new job at the same company. It doesn't matter, but but it's just like, they didn't care until I was leaving. You know what I mean? And that's just the wrong mentality. Like, you should want to support your coworkers for the actual value they bring. And I was a service tech for 7 years, so I was working on the equipment in the field. I knew that equipment like front and back, from design phase to how it actually works in the field and troubleshooting it and stuff. And that knowledge is invaluable. And I tried to explain that to them.
Totally.
And they didn't give a shit. And so I get to the other job, and it was fine for a few months, but then it got really shitty too. And that was the one that I got myself fired from on purpose.
Nice. What'd you do?
Basically, it's simple. It's not an exciting story, but I just went into HR, and I was like, "Hey, I don't
slapped them all in the face.
I don't see a future in this role."
Harassed everyone.
Bam, bam. What 5 fingers say the face?
I went into HR and said, "Sup, toots? What now?"
Bitch. I said, bitch. But no, I just I don't see a future in this role, and it's too much travel and everything. And they're like, all right, well, but I was like, I could see myself in this other role in the company. And they're like, we don't have another spot with like what you're looking for and everything. So they gave me the option to quit and get paid for that Thursday and Friday, or be fired and be, be terminated immediately. And I was like, I'll be fired because I don't have any other prospects, and I'm not going to get unemployment if I quit, And so I was on unemployment for 6 months, which was
fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I needed that hard reset.
No, that's good. For sure. I was working in a really toxic environment in Denver, and I quit that job. And I was like, I'm just going to do comedy. I'm going to see what happens over the next 6 months. And I do not DoorDash very well when I'm the one that gets to set my hours, So, and that wasn't very lucrative anyway. So I had to get back into the workforce.
Yeah. How long did you do that?
Like 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. But I didn't get unemployment because I quit. So I had to figure it out myself. But I also had a bunch of I had a lot of money saved up. I was I was good for 3 months, and then the next 3 months were a real slog.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy having to deal with that. And I didn't, in hindsight, I wasn't smart about the order of operations I did, because I owned a house, but I got fired from my job before I decided to even think about selling my house.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And so then I just got in a shit ton of debt, which is a bit that I'm working on, with it, at open mics and stuff. So it at least turned into a fun bit about it, but
well, isn't that all we can ask for?
Yeah.
I mean, I am crawling out of a bunch of debt right now too, because I moved to Cleveland. I'd broken up with my boyfriend at the time in Denver, and I moved to Cleveland because I needed a really fresh start. I was not doing comedy. I was I'm gonna set out on my own. I'm going east or whatever I thought. Mm-hmm. And then I was a coward and got back with that guy and moved him out here. And that was all so expensive. I found myself in a lot of debt. And so I'm crawling out of that right now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I think a lot of people suffer with debt. I think that we're a nation strapped with debt, and isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, so funny. It's worth the comedy that it spawns.
Sure does.
No, it seems like that's one of the epidemics going on right now. Is just everybody is struggling to keep up, and that's the the wealth gap that we're kind of seeing become more apparent for more people, and the frustration people have with billionaires, like hoarding resources and hoarding all of these things.
Bring out the guillotines. It's time.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I can say that. I used to work at like a very big financial institution. Now I work at a credit union. So off with their heads, man.
Yeah. So what did you do with the bigger financial spot? Like, what was your role?
So for a little while I was doing, I right out of college, I got my first big boy job. I was working in like insurance licensing, and that job was terrible, but then everybody got laid off. And so I got this like fat severance package, and I just chilled for a while. And then I started doing like call center work, and then I moved into like stock brokerage. I passed my Series 7 and my 66 at one point. I thought that's what I was going to do. And then I hated it. I hated talking to rich people on the phone. The way that they feel entitled to speak to people, and that wasn't even like, there's a whole other division of that company for people that actually are like rich or like wealthy rich.
Yeah.
But like the way that someone with $750,000 in their bank account is willing to talk to you on the phone is disgusting. And I just wasn't willing to do that anymore. Yeah. So I moved into the like debit card disputes branch. It was like a place that's a brokerage and a bank. That rhymes with it doesn't matter actually. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And that I hated my manager, and that was a tough situation. It was really far away. The commute was really bad. So I quit that job, and then I got a job doing kind of the same thing at a credit union. And then the credit union brought in Salesforce, which has hit a lot of road bumps because I think the roadmap and the strategy plan for Salesforce was not totally planned out very well.
I've been through multiples of those transitions from ERMs and stuff, and it's just terrible.
Well, it's always bad. But they also have had like a turnover in executive leadership every year I've been there, which means we've been on year 1 of a new strategic plan every year I've worked at this place.
Fuck. Oh, that's a great way to build stability.
I know. So those are a lot of the challenges of that job, but I really like my manager. I really like the people I work with, and they just gave me for like a corporate job like that, I just got a pretty substantial raise.
Nice.
So thank you. So it's not all bad. It's just frustrating sometimes, but every job is like that. You know, there's no day job I'm going to have where I'm going to be thrilled to do it, because I'm always going to be like, I wanted to do comedy, and it's like, well, no, you moved to Cleveland to escape that. So now you have to like pick up the pieces in the way that you can and try to, move forward and enjoy it, work on things that you like. And that's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the main thing is finding something that allows you to at least carve out the time to do the things you like. And
and I'm very fortunate.
The work-life balance is everything these days.
And that's the other thing I have with this job is it's a Colorado company, so I'm on Colorado time, and I work from home. So I work 10 to 7, and I just have to like wake up and go turn my computer on. So if I do want to be out late doing comedy or closing down Funhouse or whatever, like I can, because I don't have to be up until 10.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, because like one of the things that didn't work with my last company too was it was in Streetsboro, and I'd have to be in Streetsboro at like 7:30 in the morning, and from Lakewood, so it's like a 45-minute drive on a good day, hour and a half on a bad traffic day. Yeah, each way. And so I'd get home like, I couldn't go to any open mics, like it's just they're too late, and I'd have to get up too early, and I just never had time. Like I'd get home and there'd be like a 4-hour gap at window to eat and watch a show or a movie or something before I just go to bed. Yeah.
I realized that was like everybody that I was working with at that kind of partly got into comedy, because everyone I was working with at that insurance place was like, and a lot of them had kids and stuff, and so it was like, we just make dinner and watch a little TV and go to bed. And I was like, that's your life, like day in, day out, year in, year out. I don't think that's for me.
Yeah, same. But it works for some people, and that's totally valid, but
I need to go out at least every 3 days, or I start to like, my brain starts to atrophy. I don't know. I think like introvert extrovert is a like a false dichotomy or whatever. But I very much need to be like out and around people as often as I can. It's really hard to wear my social battery down. Yeah, really. Yeah,
I'm a little jealous of that. I've learned I've I have an extroverted side that I didn't know about. Improv has helped bring it out.
Oh, good.
But like I'm very introverted by nature.
Sure.
And I do enjoy going out, and I notice that when I don't, when I do, like, because I don't have a day job right now, I'm just working part-time at Hilarities on the weekends, and for me, that's like if I'm just working 2 or 3 nights a weekend, that's sometimes enough to go out and like getting paid to watch good comedy and stuff, and just like it's fun to interact with.
You hear that, Cleveland comedy? He said good comedy.
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes some comics I'm just like, you're not really for me, but that's very few and far between there.
See, I wish I had a little more of that.
What do you mean?
Where I just find sometimes I often don't like watching comedy. And I don't know. I feel like that's also kind of frowned upon. People are like, who's your favorite comedian? I'm like, fucking me. I like comedy when I'm doing it, I just don't have like a lot of interest in, and I also don't have the perspective of like, most of it's great. Like I just don't feel that way.
Yeah. I do feel that way. I grew up like, just so, I don't know, like the first time I heard Brian Regan, I still remember. Like I was in study hall and my buddy had him on a burnt CD and he's just like, you got to check him out. And I like listened to Brian Regan and I heard like, Cup of Dirt and just like, are you familiar with Brian Regan's like jokes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't like anyone.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, when I heard him, it just like blew my mind because I'd never heard a comic that like, I don't know, that just blew my socks off. And for whatever reason, he resonated with me. And partially because I grew up very, Catholic and religious, and he was a clean comic. And so like I
hate that.
Well, like clean comedy I've learned it's not my thing for what I want to do. I appreciate good, clean comedy. Like Bargatze, I think, is hilarious, especially like when he's been on SNL and stuff. But he like his Lake Beach song. Have you seen that? It's a music video about Lake Beach. Well, I grew up in Southeast Ohio, and Seneca Lake is like right there. And there's this place called Boaters Beach, and it's basically like knee-high water between these two small islands, like tiny islands, but like. But people bring their pontoon boats and stuff, and they pull them up, park them on those like little against those islands and stuff, and anchor. And between the two is like knee-high water with a volleyball net. And so
like your knees or my knees?
Both. Yeah, either way. It fluctuates on the tide, depending on the tide. Sure. But it's just like people just go there and they just get shit-faced drunk, and but it's like also trashy. And in the best way. I mean, I went there a lot, and this song is just all about a lake beach, and they fucking nailed it. It's as if they went to Seneca. Like it felt like I felt so seen to grow up going to Seneca Lake and stuff like that. Definitely a fun music video if you're.
Yeah, my take on clean comedy is that it's very profitable. So. Which is good. I mean, I think there's also like, I also don't, part of, I think, if you're going to like take that next step is being able to do like a clean 30 or whatever, having a wealth of clean material that you can pull from. And I just don't want to write jokes about dogs and mustard and shit,
No,
like,
yeah.
And I don't think, I'm not even to like talk bad on it. I just don't, that's just not the like, I'm an artist now. That's just not the art I want to create.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. I've considered like, oh, do I want to be clean? But no, I don't. And like, cause like I enjoy the rebellion I feel just because I did grow up so Catholic.
Sure.
I was an altar boy until I was 18, until I graduated.
Until you couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
You were an altar man.
And yeah. And it wasn't by choice. I wanted to.
When is it?
Luckily, nothing like that happened. But I do have some theories on like the malicious side of that. You know what I mean? Like it's. Real quick side, my parents basically made me, be an altar boy until I graduated. And once I graduated and stopped, they let my sisters, who were both 2 and 4 years younger than me, stop. And I was just like, well, that's not fucking fair.
Oh,
the first,
are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 3.
I'm also the oldest, and the shit my younger brother gets away with is, I mean, not now. He's an adult now, but
yeah. Do you just have one brother then?
Yeah. I have one brother. My parents had they had a baby when I was I guess 7 or so, but she was born really premature and didn't make it. So I have 2 siblings in Christ and 1 sibling in life.
That's tough. Yeah, I'm sure that's tough. But they just, was that after or before your brother then?
Before.
Oh,
and I've been doing this joke that everybody hates about it, where I'm like, yeah, and then after she died, I got a lot of attention. And nobody thinks that's funny, which is crazy to me, because it's one of the funnier things I've said.
Yeah. People, like the dark stuff like that, like they just want permission to be able to laugh. Like, cause it's like, I'm okay. I'm making this joke.
No, I got attention. That's what I'm doing now. It didn't hurt me at all. There's nothing to read into there.
Yeah. No, I so real quick on my theory about the malicious side of Catholicism. So did you grow up Catholic or anything? Or like, are you?
No. I had a religious phase because I was trying to fit in high school, but I was not like raised in like a Christian faith-based tradition. No, my parents were really conservative, and they were growing up. Mm-hmm. My dad still is. My mom has eased up on especially a lot of like social things. But I was raised in the Second Amendment was our God.
Yeah, I grew up with guns in the house because my dad likes to hunt deer, and I used to hunt deer for a little bit. But definitely not a big gun nut or anything, which was nice.
My little brother always went hunting and fishing, but I think that I was always disappointing because I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think our food comes from? I mean, this is a Hot Pocket. It came from the microwave, man. I don't fucking care.
Yeah. All right, real quick, back to
I'm sorry. Back to the malicious side of Catholicism.
Feel
Can't
free.
wait.
I'm just going to keep circling back as many times as I have to.
I'm such an interrupter.
No, I appreciate it. Any riffs and tangents are welcome. So I'm not saying that either of my priests were bad and could have been bad. They were always, like the ones that I had were always great. But it's like there's a problem about, the molestation and stuff in the Catholic Church and stuff like that.
The Catholic Church?
Oh, you're just hearing about this?
No.
Oh, wow. I'm going to blow your mind.
The Catholic Church with the diocese and the priests and the Pope?
Oh,
the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm. Those good guys.
Nah.
But you know about confessional and everything, right?
Yeah.
So technically, you're supposed to confess before you're allowed to receive the Eucharistic ministry, the Eucharist, which is like the body of Christ.
Blood? Okay, yeah.
And so you're supposed to go to confession, so you have a clean conscience or whatever before each time you take the body and blood of Christ. So, and you take that every Sunday, and so the idea is you're supposed to go to confession every single week.
Which, not to tangent real quick, but being a priest sounds so fun. I love knowing secrets. That would be so fun.
Right? Dude, and my one priest, he even, I remember a very vivid sermon that he talked about, and he was like just really trying to talk about how strict of a code he is held to. And he's like, you could, you might come into the confessional and say that, I know somebody is outside the front door, and when you walk out of there, they're going to shoot you. If I walk out the side door, that's me doing something different and would be violating the covenant that is in the confessional. That was his example that he used, and it's just like, okay,
cool.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. But when you're a kid and like say 12 years old, going through puberty and learning that masturbation's a bad thing, taboo thing in the Catholic Church, you're supposed to confess about it.
Oh no.
And so there was always this like thing in the back of my head is like, I'm supposed to confess about this, but I don't want
that man's
to.
Spank bank.
You know what I mean? Well, the thing is like I'm wondering is that's like the first conversation that happens with a kid that potentially gets molested. You know what I mean? Like is like they start talking about like that, and then it's like now the priest is in a position where they're allowed to say whatever they want in their position of power, and with that as the topic. And my point is I never confessed to that. Like like in my confessional, I just like
never masturbated.
Yep. And I mean, I was like late to understanding what it was and that like and everything that, but it's still not that, but it was still like one of those things that even after I had started, had done it or whatever, I didn't bring it up as like in the confessional. And and it just occurred to me later in life that like, I wonder if that is like, just like the fact that it is a taboo thing by design in the church is part of the reason why it's become such a thing in the Catholic Church, because a person like a priest that does have those like notions is not the right word, but like the tendency or like their predatorness of like
predisposed to pedophilia or whatever.
Yeah, like if they have that, and they're also like their sexuality is so repressed in general because they're not allowed to have sex or anything, and so like if a kid just like says stuff like that to them and it starts triggering this like that sensation for them, and then they decide they decide to go down that route, it's just like, why are we still like allowing all of this to happen when it's like all of these issues are stemming from it, and it's like a trauma that we're imposing on anybody that's involved in it. Like I've had to unlearn so many things in the Catholic Church, like with that stuff, but like with other stuff too. Like,
so you're saying that the priests can't help themselves because of all these sexy children's sexy stories?
I'm glad that I'm heard. Yeah, it's just a theory I have, but I mean, like,
no, I think I'm sure there's like some validity
there's
to
a connection
that.
to it
Yeah,
anyway.
I think so for sure.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just I'm not saying I'm an atheist at this point, but like I definitely don't believe any of like the Catholicism stuff. Like
sure.
I find myself more spiritual, and I just recognize that we're all just humans trying to just like
working
live.
part-time at Hilarity's, taking a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah. I need to do more mushrooms, actually. I have some that I've been sitting on for like a year or so.
Let's do mushrooms.
I can't tonight, but...
No.
Let's do them some other time.
Not tonight.
Sure, yeah.
Let's do them right now.
Yeah.
Pause this. We'll come back in 5 hours and see how we're feeling.
Speaking of, I need to send you home with some Buffoon Brandon boofers.
Excuse me?
The weed suppositories.
Oh, no, that's for real.
Oh, yeah. I didn't go to the open mic last Wednesday because I had the premiere of our
weed in your ass.
Yeah. Because I went to the 48-hour film premiere for our thing, and we didn't get out of that until like 11:30. And I was like, I don't want to rush over there, like even if I could. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna bring some for you, Cam, and whoever else was there.
Whoever else might be into putting things in their butt. That's so funny.
Yeah, I got a whole freezer full. Not a whole freezer full, but I got a few batches.
So many questions. So, do you make these? You make these I mean, they're make them in house.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the? I guess don't give away your trade secrets, but what's different about? Yeah. What do you have? How do you have to treat it special in any way for it to be a suppository, for it to uptake that way? I know your like blood barrier is a lot thinner there.
Oh yeah, and it kicks in within like 15 minutes or so, which is pretty fun.
Okay,
but it's so it's simple ingredients. I got into it because I make my own weed brownies, and I haven't made them for a bit.
We're going in both ends.
Oh yeah. The brownies.
I was like, what's wrong with your mouth?
Yeah. The brownies were like kind of the start of it, and as the GI tract goes, the end of it's the suppository.
GI Joe tract. Yeah.
But I got like kind of nerdy with it, and I made my own Excel sheet that I plug in the THC percentage, the weight, and everything, and and it tells you how much THC is expected to be in the batch and all that stuff, and it's pretty consistent. Like I kind of tested alongside some gummies that like are 10 milligrams or 15 milligrams or whatever.
You're having a blast here over here with just you and your animals hanging out.
Oh yeah,
getting high.
Yeah,
any means necessary.
Yeah, and I decided to just I had heard about like the suppositories. They're not sold in Ohio as far as I know, but the state of Washington.
Oh yeah, it's a sin.
Yeah,
You're Catholic,
nothing up the butt. The poop, or what is it? The poop hole is not a loophole, as they say.
Oh my goodness!
Have you not heard that?
It's been a while.
I did find it funny when I would hear some people that were like religious would have sex in the do anal instead, because like it's not a sin,
yeah, that's the devil's hole. God doesn't know about that.
Yeah.
Or it's like Mormons when they will lay on the bed inside of one another, but just sort of not move, or have somebody shake the bed or jump on it, or
pushing the bed
and all that.
Yeah.
I assume that you haven't watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
No,
that's okay. That's okay. That gets addressed a little bit there. That's a wacky show. I like all that reality drama shit. I like reality competitions that are not necessarily like Big Brother. I like Survivor. I like ones that are like tests of skill though, like Project Runway, or even like Top Model. Although I'm getting a little old to be rude about 19-year-old girls on TV. And Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is one of those. I'm sorry, we were talking about putting things in your butt.
No, you're good.
I apologize.
Yeah, you're good. So basically, I found out. Or I was just learning about different decarb temps and stuff like that, and I got a box.
Different what?
Decarboxylation temps. So that's what activates the weed, basically.
Fucking rocket scientist, I swear to God.
So that's why if you eat weed in its like leafy form, it doesn't get you high. But as soon as you
break it, you have to cook it in an oil, right?
Yeah, that's decarbing it.
Oh,
is heating it up to a certain temperature, which is 240, 230 or so. Different temperatures activate different cannabinoids too. And so I was kind of just nerding out about that.
That's cool.
CBN is a cannabinoid that helps with sleep. So one of the batches of the boofers has CBN. So it's you take one of those and you'll be fucking knocked out in 30 minutes at at the tops. I've never taken those and not fallen asleep pretty quick. So they're great for that.
Does it dissolve in there, or are you shitting out leaves later?
So the first batch I made had a little bit too much coconut oil. So it was a little. It kind of it didn't give me the shits, but it I was definitely gonna know that I took the suppository the night before.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I dialed back the coconut oil a little bit.
Nut oil in your suppositories? It's a little on the nose.
Yeah. And then the shea butter is the main part of it. So the two of them, and then just mixing in the cannabis and just mixing it in I put it in a glass bowl over top of a boiling pot of water, so it doesn't overheat it. It's just the boiling water heating the glass bowl. Just let it simmer for a little bit, and I decarb it in the oven first, the weed, and then I put it in the oil, and then let it take a pipette. And I bought the molds on Amazon, and so just fill the molds or whatever. Then you just put them in the freezer, and I use a hair straightener to seal the back of the mold or whatever.
Clever.
And you got to keep them in the freezer because they don't set. I think if I wanted to really get into having them kind of shelf stable in room temp, I might have to add like something like some kind of beeswax or something a little more firm to kind of help them hold their shape. But like if they're in the freezer,
a long list of things I have never put up my butt before.
Yeah, I know. But it is just those ingredients, just the weed oil, shea butter, and coconut oil. So it's simple.
Okay, right
and
on.
I talked to a pharmacist who used to work at the dispensary I worked at.
Was that a pharmacist or a drug dealer?
She was a drug dealing pharmacist, and they fired her and didn't hire another pharmacist. So that was like just during like the medical days before recreational took hold and everything. But I like kind of got some tips from her, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to be fucking myself up by doing this, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's how you would do it, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. Just want to make sure I'm, if I'm testing, I'm happy to test the stuff on myself. I just want to know.
Sure. Yeah.
And like I said, the first time I took one.
So do you have to lube them up, or are you?
No. So
are you flappy in the wind down there?
No, it shaped like a torpedo, just goes right in.
Oh.
Yeah, and I had
Some of us are tight.
I had hemorrhoids for a while, so I knew a lot.
Yeah.
I was used to putting suppositories in in my ass, and that was like one of the reasons why I was like interested in this too. Is like I'm wondering about the healing benefits of like some of the cannabinoids and THC and stuff like in a suppository, and how it could maybe help with hemorrhoids and stuff like that.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
Like I legit had like problems bad enough that I had to get a surgery like a few years ago, and that was a fucking hell of a surgery and recovery.
So I actually I've gone through like issues with like fissures my entire life, and I got like a chronic really bad one that I also had to get surgery for like 7 years ago.
Oh, fuck,
and the recovery on that was I've never been in pain like that in my life, and it was like weeks. It was so bad.
Yeah, 100%. I took a selfie and
because I'm
sent
so
it
tight.
to just always remember Zach's tight. Because like I remember taking a selfie and my face was just the horror on it, and I sent it to my buddies in our fantasy football chat, and I was just like, the caption on it was BM number 2 was as close to a man can get to childbirth, and like not like women. I'm not saying I've experienced childbirth, but like from what
loose.
yeah, it's loose now because of that shit. But it was so fucking bad, like I know like it's
do you have to do the bath, the sitz bath?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was I learned that was like
the witch hazel pads.
Best. No, I didn't do any witch hazel pads.
Yeah, they had me do that, but I don't know if they didn't tell you to, don't do it. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. It was. I don't want to get too graphic with it, but it felt. I mean, as I'm getting too graphic with it, it felt like the stitches were ripping.
If you're driving, pull over. If you're eating, put it down.
Yeah. It was. It hurt so fucking bad, and it didn't get better for weeks, like you said. Like it was really, really fucking bad. But I mean, knock on wood, it's been great since. I got lucky there, but yeah, it's no joke.
Yeah, things were all good with me for a while, and like lately it started to crop up a little bit more. But I think that's just because I drink too much.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not going to help.
No, it's not. No, you should be hydrated and full of fiber, not eating Hot Pockets, but falling asleep on your couch.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're a perfect test subject for these boofers and see if they'll help help you out.
I stopped listening after you said perfect. You're not drinking these days, right?
No, I haven't drank since December 18th.
What is your secret?
I just replaced it with weed a lot. I mean, I feel part of, so I feel better. I don't.
Would that work for me?
I love having no hangovers, but also there's like a social anxiety that I would have sometimes where I would get talked into drinking more than I wanted to by friends, and it's really nice to just not have that question anymore. Like, I'm never going to drink too much because the answer's always no.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's forever that I'll stop,
Sure.
that I'm not drinking. But for now, I like having that answered for myself. And it's just like, no, I'm not going to drink, which means I'm able to drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like being able to hang out.
That's never stopped anyone in Cleveland.
I know. And I mean, even me sometimes, like, it's like I've driven when I shouldn't have, you know, and it's just like,
the bar clears out at 2:30. Everyone gets in their car.
yeah, that's what you do. Well, and especially where I grew up in.
Well, it's legal here, so.
Yes. Where I grew up in Caldwell, like Noble County, 2 hours south of here. It's just very rural, and the bars that is Caldwell, where I grew up, is technically a dry town. The only bar there is a VFW, and so you have to have a membership to drink there. Otherwise, you're driving 10 minutes outside of Caldwell to what's called the Crick, which is just like 3 bars that are still like half a mile apart from each other.
So cute.
I
love it here.
Like in the middle of nowhere, and they're just along Duck Creek, and it's just the creek that runs through
crick.
Caldwell. Yeah, the creek. And so people, DUIs in Caldwell are kind of a rite of passage. Like seeing party plates in Caldwell is not like it's a normal thing. And like I wish I knew the percentage of people in, like, especially men in Caldwell that have DUIs, because like
100.
it literally might be 30%, which I don't know what it is. That's a number I pulled out of my ass. But it's,
I mean, I've been doing comedy for a while. That number doesn't seem crazy. I feel like 30% of the people I hang out with have DUIs.
Might be more. Yeah, I don't know. But like it's just,
I have a DUI.
And the thing is, like, I could have. I'm lucky I didn't.
For sure.
And I'm lucky I didn't get in an accident or whatever.
Oh yeah. Don't drive drunk.
Don't drive drunk.
I'm being flippant, but don't drive drunk.
No, I know. Yeah, but like, but people would like take their 4-wheelers and side by sides and stuff, like the Razor side by sides, and take those to the bars and take them through trails and stuff like that. And like, I remember one time. Luckily, I didn't die, but we would go to this. It was the dad of a friend. His name was Chad. So it was the weekend after 4th of July every year, and he would hold what was called Chad Fest, and he would just buy like $10,000 worth of just like $10,000 worth of fireworks, mount them on a trailer for up in the field. He'd buy 2 or 3 like junker cars for like a demo derby, like in this field, that like his own field. There were dirt bikes and 4-wheelers and stuff that we could ride, and like the side-by-side razors. There were some like tabletop dirt jumps, like big jumps and stuff like that. And so just like all with drinking, and they would have Tannerite and AK-47s and shit, like shooting the Tannerite, which is like an explosive, like when it explodes on contact of a bullet. And
fireworks is kind of new to me because I moved here from Colorado. I grew up in Colorado, and it's so dry there. They have so many forest fires. You can't have fireworks. Like nothing that leaves the ground, and it's been like that since I was born. It's always been like that.
So even 4th of July, or is it just only state sanctioned?
Yeah, you could go to the fairgrounds with your family and see the fireworks, but you can't like have your own. Yeah. And out here, you can just buy fucking whatever at the strip club or the strip club. Yeah. You can maybe buy them at the strip club. Actually,
get your fireworks at the Lido Lounge.
It's now a Bank of America.
Yeah. R.I.P. I remember seeing on Reddit someone posted the picture of the Lido Lounge sign going down the highway, and it's like, oh, it's a sad day. But yeah, he would have all that stuff, and there was one time I was just riding in one of those Razor side by sides or whatever, and my buddy was driving. It was like dark. It was like probably 10:30, 11 at night. We'd been drinking all day, and he hits this jump, fucking flying. And we're in the air for what feels like 5 seconds. It's not that long, but it felt like that. And as we're in the air, the nose like starts to like go down. And luckily, the tires hit the ground before we started going too far forward, because it felt very much like we keep spinning, we're gonna fucking flip and roll and shit like that. And like we were like would have got fucked up, and like another time I was in one of those derby cars, and the Chad was drunk and driving the derby car all over the place, and he he ran through the corner of his barn, knocked an entire wall down,
Jesus.
and crashed the car into a ditch, and luckily we were fine. But it was just like, holy fucking shit! Like, why am I doing this shit? You know, we're just lucky that nothing happened, nothing bad happened to us, because like there were some sad stories. I won't get into them, but there were a couple sad stories.
It's a comedy
from
podcast.
from some other people I knew, or like from my hometown, and it's just like it's so long story. You asked about drinking, and I went off on a big tangent there. How do I? What's my secret? Yeah, I can do it too. No, I mean, it was part. I had such a relationship to it that, like I said, my buddies were like playing these games, and the game was to get everyone else as drunk as possible, and I was the one that they focused on a lot, and so I was kind of the one that they would just get the drunkest, and it was drunker than I would want to get, and I was just like, this isn't fun for me, and I didn't have any like big scary moment or anything that caused me to stop drinking. I was just like, I want to see what it feels like without it, and I am managing without it, and I'm saving money, and you know, like that's a part of it too, which
for sure.
And I feel a lot healthier. Like when I stopped drinking, I lost probably 20-30 pounds or something like that. Like it just like, without even trying or thinking about it, it just like fell off.
Yeah. I'm in a perpetual state of trying to quit drinking. I just, the problem for me is that I'm so fun and I'm so popular. And
so you think you need the alcohol to keep that?
No, if without the alcohol, I'd be simply too powerful, Brandon.
It's what keeps you in check.
Yeah, it's to keep the real me at bay.
I gotcha.
I don't know. I even I went to this party on Friday. It's August what? It's on the 1st,
5th,
right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not going to drink the rest of August. Or like I have a friend coming in from out of town, so I was like, maybe that weekend. I got fucking drunk last night. So not going great, but hey, you know, that raise I got at work's really going to help.
Yeah, there you go. More money to spend.
That's right. No, it sucks and it's not fun. And I love the days when I do take a couple days off and I'm like, oh, I feel wonderful. And I don't know why that's not enough. I don't know what it's going to take.
I mean, committing to a full month definitely can help. Like if you have you ever done like dry January? Like, I'm not a big fan of dry January specifically because it feels like a fad thing to do because everybody's doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the first time I took a month off was a random November, and I was just like a couple years ago, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go November and no drinks November. It was my own thing. I wasn't doing it with anyone else. I just replaced it with, you know, non-alcoholic beer, which I would still drink it, like, you know, I'd go to a buddy's house to watch football or whatever.
And the technology for that has come a long way. They have some okay non-alcoholic beers where they did not always have that. Yeah,
for sure. And especially with the new like Liquid Death and stuff, and like all the THC drinks that are coming out. And everything.
Some of those are pretty good too.
Yeah. I really like the High Tide ones, which are at pretty sure that's what I had at Wonder Bar. They were pretty good.
The ones that have the little frog on the bicycle on them. They have a cherry one that tastes like cherries. Like it's really good.
I'll have to check that one out. Where's that one? Have you seen?
I know they have it at I go to the Pin 16-bit place on West 25th a lot. I know they have it there. I want to say I've seen it at One Star, but don't quote me on that. I've seen it a couple places though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the brand, and I'm not being very helpful, but
no, it's all good. There's most of them I've liked, you know, but I just like having the option when I go to a bar because like just being able, because I still love
it's
the
nice to have something to
environment.
drink. It's nice to have something in
Yeah.
your hands for sure.
Yeah, because like that's one of the things like I've noticed is I was drinking because it was just like a thing to do, or like there's a social anxiety. I have social anxiety, and so
Something's dinging.
my phone's blowing up. But I like that drink is just an extra thing to do, and I realized that a lot of the stuff that I like, a lot of the events and stuff that I used to go to or whatever were just centered around drinking, and a lot of things are just centered around drinking. That's just the society we live in, and right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever. But like some like going to like some events with buddies and stuff, like the event is drinking. You know, like if you go to a Browns tailgate, what's that all about? It's not about anything other than just getting fucked up.
Certainly not about the Browns.
It's not about the Browns. Yeah, the Browns is just a reason for us to get drunk.
And they're so bad right now. All of their games are at 1 p.m. So you're getting like in the ground wasted at like 11:30.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I used to be that because like my buddies and we had a Browns tailgating bus for like 5 years, and we would go down. Like I had season tickets for 7 years, and we would go down to the Muni lot at 7 a.m. every morning or every Sunday because we had the bus. And it's like, we already wasted our money on it. We might as well use it.
Yeah.
So we felt obligated to be down there every morning. And it's a long, long day. Like, and it just it ruins your day too. It's like
totally.
You get done with the game, especially after a loss. So you're feeling like
inevitably.
Yeah. So you're feeling down from the loss. You're feeling down from like being hung over in the afternoon,
and it's 4 o'clock. The sun is still out. Like,
yeah. And then it's just like, and then that carries into Monday, and then you're like, and then that carries into like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like I just feel healthier, and weed is something I enjoy and I love, and sometimes I wake and bake, sometimes I don't have to, you know, sometimes I'll do an edible, sometimes I, you know, don't
sit on it.
Yeah, sometimes I sit on it. I usually do the suppositories like at night before sleep or whatever, but
Sure.
There was one time I have one that's a hybrid and I potentially could use during the day, but I haven't. But I have been curious actually recently. I want to try making a sativa one just to see like what a daytime version might be. But the worry,
Lit.
yeah. But like the worry I have is just like I don't want it to turn into like a laxative situation when I don't want it to be. You know what I mean?
Sure, of course.
And the only batch I've had with that, which was that first one with a little bit too much coconut oil, and even it was like mild, so it wasn't too bad. But I don't know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a long tangent. Is like if you take a month, I feel like it's helpful because like they say to make and break a habit's 20 minutes. You know, or 20 days, 20 minutes. 20, yeah, just 20 minutes to make and break a habit.
Man, if I could be sober from alcohol for 20 fucking minutes.
That's all you need to do, Zach. Just put the beer down. That's a jar of moonshine, actually.
Wow. Could have fooled me. Plastic lid and everything. We're classy around here.
So have you taken like a month off at all, or?
Yeah, when I got a DUI, I was on probation. They made me take several months off, and you know what? It was fine. It was not bad. It was. Yeah. I was probably. I hate to be like this, but I was maybe a little too young to appreciate how nice it was.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of boring, and I would go to the mics and just get like Diet Cokes or whatever, because it is nice to have a drink at the bar, even if it's not alcoholic or whatever.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know. Maybe you know, the other thing too is like you can start whatever. I don't have to like wait for September just because I didn't blow it in October. I can just not drink the rest of August. What month are we in?
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, exactly.
I wish it was October, man.
Yeah, that's exactly my point too. It's just like don't put anything on yourself as a failure. Nothing has like, it's only your own perspective that is making it that way. Like It doesn't have to be. You know?
Well, I have enough failure talk running around my brain. It's probably not helpful.
No, it's. I feel like everybody does, or I mean, I do. Like
Sure.
I wrote a whole sketch called "Bottled Intrusive Thoughts," and it was just like about like the intrusive thoughts and stuff like that are in like that I have, and with my anxiety and shit. And, and it's undiagnosed. When I was talking to Ruben in our first episode, we talked about autism because he's formally diagnosed with autism, and the more I've learned about autism, the more I recognize and identify with some of the patterns and some of the things, but I haven't been diagnosed with it, so I'm just curious.
Sure.
But like a couple years ago, my mom.
Comedians love self-diagnosing with autism.
I know.
I don't know. Not that I know that there's like degrees of it or whatever, but my mom used to be a paraprofessional in the same elementary school I was in. She worked with autistic kids. And sometimes when the comics are on stage, like, I'm autistic. I'm like, no, you're weird and off-putting, like, which is fine. But like, let's be serious.
Yeah.
not to talk shit about autism or autistic people or whatever. But
you heard it here. Zach Welch hates autistic people. Come at him.
Cut this part. But no, I hate when people are weird and off-putting, which is a lot of people we know.
Yeah. No, I know, and I feel that's like one of my anxieties actually is like.
That you're not autistic.
No, yeah, that I'm actually not autistic. I really want to be autistic. I want to be part of the club.
That you're just like this. I make sure there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm just like this.
I'm just a shitty person. No, like when I was like first going to open mics and stuff, and just like feeling unwelcomed in the space, or or feeling like I was a burden to people, or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, like there's like what I've realized, it's a little bit of everything. Like it's me not having confidence in the space, but also because I'm not doing the thing, but also
the space is also unwelcoming.
And it is like, like there is a certain respect that you get when you actually are when you actually go up on stage, like, and there has to be like kind of some consistency and stuff there for sure too, like for certain people to welcome you, like it's.
Yeah, when I first started, there was very much a mentality of like prove that you're going to stick around. And I think with new people, sometimes it's, you don't want to make friends with somebody that's not going to stick around. And so there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, for comedy when I started was all about the bullying, and that's part of why I am the way I am. Sorry, guys.
Were you bullied?
No, it was not me, because I've always been somebody who like sticks up for myself, and I've always been kind of mean back anyway. Mm-hmm. So I didn't feel bullied, but the culture very much was that you bully new people. And so I did a lot of that.
Hazing.
Yeah. And now I don't care so much anymore. I don't really care if somebody's like bad at I care if you're like fun to hang out with, or if you're fun to drink with, or if you have interesting things to say, or if you're fun off stage. If you're none of those things, then I kind of care if you're funny. And then if you're none of those things, that's unfortunate. And then you're getting bullied. But
yeah,
yeah, bullying works.
I bullying is definitely a reason I feel like I'm drawn to comedy, because I was bullied when I was a kid, like, quite a bit. And
I also hate talking about interacting with other adults as though it's bullying. Like, no, we're all in the same bar. Like, we're all broke and annoying. Like, what do you mean bullying? Yeah, do you want to make sure that's not an emergency?
I'm gonna at least see what group it's in. It's a group chat. Oh, I see what it is.
Right there in his computer too. Wow.
I just switched to a MacBook a few months ago, and I fucking love it. It's just so nice to have everything kind of connected, because I had a PC all this time. But that's a group with the short film that I was helping out with, and I'm wondering. My guess is they announced the awards, or the nominations for the awards, which is coming up. So. hopefully all the messages is a good sign that we got nominated for something. We'll see.
We didn't get nominated for anything.
Oh shit!
It's like when a comedy festival that me and all my friends submitted to comes out with their lineup. That's my phone blows up like that too, but it's never like a good thing.
Oh yeah, it's just like, oh, I just see who's fucking headlining and fucking.
Truly, like they got it and I didn't. What's wrong with my tape? I'm like, well, it's not funny.
Yeah, so let's get back to
back to drinking. I brought some shooters.
The rejection in comedy and stuff like that. Like how do you deal with it? Like, because like the more you do it, the more opportunities you have to be rejected, which is both a good and like bad thing. Like, because you potentially, hopefully, the thing that keeps us going or keeps me going is the thing that's gonna finally be the thing that's worth it, but it's even if it's not here yet, you know what I mean? Like,
sure. I deal with it poorly. I spiral every time. I need to take like 3 days and recenter myself about why I'm doing comedy in the first place, and sometimes longer. So I actually don't have like good advice about that. I handle it like a petulant child. Like it's not my strong suit, handling rejection, which is why I try to not put myself out there for that too many times, you know. But then you start like, I don't know, you have a good set at something that got recorded and you're like, oh, maybe that's a good tape, maybe this is the tape, maybe this is the one. And it just never really has been for me.
I mean, it's like I haven't. It's I guess it's different with a stand-up bit, because I haven't done a stand-up set that's been like, oh, this is great. Like I haven't had that moment yet, and I've had a joke here and there that I'm just like, oh, that worked pretty good, and I got some good laughs. So I've, but I guess like it took me a while to get over that hump of just trying to submit to things and audition or whatever, and it does suck, but I don't know. It's the more I've done it, the less I've started to care about it anyway. But like certain things hold different weight. So the fact that I'm so involved at Imposters Theater and I got rejected on the improv house team, the sketch actor house team,
careful what you say here,
and the sketch writing team, I got rejected by all three in a matter of a month or so.
That's tough, dude.
And and it's like that's where I got my start. And it hurts, and it like especially like it was like a couple days for me like after each one of those. Luckily the writing and the acting rejection were the same day, so I could get those knocked out.
Sure. Sometimes that stuff too though is like, it's not a no, it's a not right now.
Well, and that's a big part of it is one of my improv level 2 teacher, Dina Nair Mendelowitz.
I love Dina.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she was such a fun teacher, and I learned a lot.
She's
and
funny.
She's so funny, and like she's very insightful on just like comedy and just life.
Yeah, she's a wise lady.
Yeah, and she like I was talking to her about like just feeling down after the improv auditions, and she's like, don't feel like comedy, like a person in comedy needing validation is understandable, but it shouldn't be necessary. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't need to be validated by a certain theater. They might be looking for something different. You might just not be quite there yet, or whatever. But I heard who got on as the writing team and the house sketch team and the improv auditions, and like everybody like it's very steep competition. Like the theater's been operating in this physical space for over 2 years now, and so like the people are only getting better and better that are auditioning, and the pool's getting bigger, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing problem to have. But I forget where I was going with that, but basically
we're talking shit.
Yeah, we're just talking shit. No, Michael Bush at Imposters, like Michael Bush, the owner and artistic director at Imposters Theater, he has created an amazing space, and it's what got me kickstarted into my comedy journey. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I don't take those no's personally as I used to. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, yeah.
I don't like it sucks. It hurt. But now I'm also realizing a silver lining of I have time to do more of the podcast, and I have time, like, I'm really into film stuff and I want to pursue that more. So maybe having, 3 auditions a month, would take away from me pursuing like the film stuff more and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep auditioning for stuff. I'm going to keep doing improv here and there.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing stand up. I'm just going to keep filling my time as I want. But
that
no doesn't define me. It doesn't mean I'm not good at comedy. It just means that wasn't right for me.
Okay, well, next time I get rejected from something, I'm calling you immediately because I think part of it too is like, you have to resist the temptation to compare yourself to people that get things, but it's also hard not to when you're like, well, what is the benchmark? Or like, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you like, maybe you like don't always respect those people's work, and it's hard to compute that sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I think what I always come back to though when I finally talk myself off the ledge is like, you gotta keep making things that you like.
Yeah.
Because the tape I have currently is all jokes that I really, really like, that I think are good, and I'm like really proud of it. And it's like that's plenty, that's got to be enough. And so I'm trying to bring back Third and Wrong this year because that was something I really enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
For the audience, we did 2 football seasons ago. We did Third and Wrong, which is like a comedy football watch party show where we do a little bit of stand up and some trivia up top. And it's we call it Third and Wrong because there's 3 of us that like football and 1 person who is not into football. So we can have a little bit of like contrasting opinion. And we mostly talk about Housewives or whatever the fuck I'm watching on TV for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, we did it at LVT 2 seasons ago. It was really fun.
I went a couple times, and it was fun.
It was fun. It was not as well attended as I wanted it to be. I hosted it mostly with Connor Stout. And I think this last season, we both had a lot of personal things going on that just did not make it easy to do that show. But I'm trying to bring it back this year. I'm talking to a bar or 2 about it. I've put out a bunch of feelers. The hard part is that like Sunday nights, everybody's fucking tired from getting drunk at the Browns game at 1 o'clock. And Monday nights, nobody's fucking open in Cleveland. I love Cleveland, I really do. One of my few gripes about this place, though, is that nothing's fucking open on Monday.
Yeah.
And then Thursday night football, the Thursday night slate was so bad last year. But I went and looked at the games this year, and they're not as bad. It looks like the Dolphins going to play a lot, so we'll see how that turns out. But I think if they're good, a lot of those games are going to be good. They can't all be good, right?
Yeah.
But I'd be open to doing it Thursdays again this year. So hopefully I get to do that because that was something I had a lot of fun with and that I really enjoyed what we were putting out there. So I think the more of that kind of stuff you do, the more the rejection doesn't have to be so big.
Yeah, because you're busy doing something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of it for me too. Is this? It's like I'm like when I was thinking I might get the house teams and stuff. Is like I'm building that into my hypothetical schedule, and then like,
sure.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have this vacuum of time and energy.
No, totally.
And it's like, what am I going to fill this space with? And
yeah, or like you apply to festivals and you like soft pencil that in on your calendar just in case it happens, so that you don't like schedule something over it, and then like that doesn't happen, you have to take it off your calendar. But it's like, maybe I'll go see a movie that weekend. Or like maybe I'll find something else fun to do that weekend or whatever. So
yeah, I submitted a pilot pitch deck for the Just for Laughs Montreal.
Okay.
And it was a really cool thing. This is the first year they've done it, but it's basically a speed pitching event. And I didn't get selected,
sure.
But I had it in my calendar
that's
for
a cool
while.
Experience too. And you do a lot of you do a wide variety of comedy stuff. I only really do stand up because that's like what speaks to me or whatever. But I think it's really cool that you're like involved in so many things.
Thanks. It makes me. I appreciate that perspective because I appreciate that about myself now. But for a while, it felt like I wasn't doing enough because I was just, you know what I mean? Like
not doing enough.
Well, I know, like, because like I was I'm not doing much stand up. Like because I felt like I was failing myself because I was not doing as much stand up as I wanted to do, and because that was like one of the first things that I had interest in, but I just I still haven't like caught like a rhythm with it.
Sure.
But that being said, is like the film stuff I'm super interested in, and the improv has been fun, and learning about acting and all that stuff has been really fun. And so
you get so many more like bites at the artistic apple doing that though, like, and stand up can be tedious.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and the different circles that you meet like in these different places are like, the networking is just wild too. Like it's led to a lot of cool moments. So the more you're able to branch out like into other art forms that are tangential or whatever, I definitely would recommend. Like, and if you'd ever want to get into like some film stuff, let me know, and I could definitely like at least hook you up with the right people to, you know, like to discuss like what it would take to do a certain role or whatever. Like I've been script supervisor on a few short films, and it's literally just like a glorified note taker. But I enjoyed it because I was on a film. I was on a set, and it's just fun to be part of the filmmaking process. And at the end of it, you have a film, and you don't have to do any more work, but now you can share it, and it's a product. You know what I mean? That's my favorite part about it. Like, have you seen any of our short films that we did last year? For the 48.
No.
I'll send you a link to a couple of them. One of them is called Gorlock, and it was kind of like a sketch comedy thing, but I got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in it, actually. And I was,
congrats, that's cool.
Thanks. I that was a total surprise, and I didn't win, of course, or else I would have said I won.
Right, yeah. We would have started the podcast with award winner.
Yeah. But we won like Best Ensemble, which was a cool. Like our film won a bunch of awards.
Teamwork award.
Yeah, and we won 9 out of the 18 nominations we had.
That's cool.
And we got second for best film
Lord
overall.
of the Rings over here.
Yeah, it was really fun because like I just happened to, like, one of my improv buddies, his name's Brandon Donor, but he does VFX for Pixel Planet, which is attached to the camera rental house, and so he has friends that have these expensive cameras and the expertise to use them and stuff like that. So we had a full production crew on our 48-hour film projects and stuff. Like had a professional director, professional cinematographer, a second AC, like it's just like, and we even had people like a nonprofit they came in and they even were recording like behind the scenes stuff. Like it was just like I was just blown away by how much we had organized for this thing, and I was the team leader, so I didn't know. I show up and all of it was new to me. I just happened to fall in with the right people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a perfect storm of fun. But yeah. Anyway, that's a long way to say. Once you have a short film, like once you have a film or you have something like that, it's the best part is just like it's on paper, it's done, it's sealed, and if you like it, amazing. Now you have this product that you can share around, and you know, and you don't have to do any more work. It's already cool. You know?
Totally.
And the 48's a great way to do it because you have a new film in 48 hours, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen a lot of. It looks like a lot of work and a lot of not getting very much sleep, but it looks. It looks real fun. It looks really cool.
It is, especially for the editor. Like the editor's the main person that doesn't get the sleep.
Sure, yeah.
But so that's a very tough job to do. And I'm not very good at editing, so I'm hoping this podcast helps me with that.
Sure, like, no, I hear you. I'm not very detail oriented sometimes.
I am, but I have to kind of know what I'm doing. You know, like at least understand the process of what I'm doing, because like I get it's like daunting to have a task and not know what I'm doing and figure it out on my own sometimes. And so once someone helps me out with it the first time or teaches me how to do it the first time, it's like, okay, at least I know the process that needs to happen, and things go a little smoother then. I love, you're saying I do a lot of things. I love just trying new things though. Like
that's
anything
cool.
new. Like it's just fun.
Yeah, I love that.
What are some of the other things that you like to do though? Like other hobbies or outside of comedy or whatever?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm putting you on the spot.
No, not really. So over the pandemic, when I decided I didn't want to do comedy anymore, I got into sewing. So I took like a couple sewing classes, and my grandma gave me a machine that she wasn't using, and I still do that from time to time. It's hard to find time to do that and comedy and my drinking. So that's been kind of a struggle. I also, you don't get to do it all year, but I love fantasy football. So
Same.
I'm super into that. Yeah, I know we bond on that. You're in a dynasty league? Is that? Let's talk about that for a minute.
All right.
Okay. How long have you been in that? Sorry, not to interview the interviewer. I hate when that happens.
No, you're good. We started in 2016, so I'm pretty sure this is
fun.
9th season.
Okay. Did you guys do your rookie draft yet?
Yeah, we had our rookie draft in May.
Who'd you come away with? That's okay. Not to, if you don't.
I don't remember. I had a.
That's all right.
I had a third and
God, I'm
fourth
the only
round
person in the
pick.
city that loves football.
I know. And I don't know where my phone. Oh,
It's recording. Yeah, there's your phone.
It's like, I was looking for it earlier. We
Third and fourth round is tough because at that point it's like
I sold my first and second round picks year before, because I had a solid team and I was just like going all in, and I was just like, fuck it. Like,
did you win?
I was in the championship and I lost.
That sucks.
But my team was like fucking dominating all year. Like
my
points for were like 200 more than the closest second. Like, and I just fucking, I don't know. I just got lucky with not having injuries for sure. But my starting lineup was stacked. Like Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Ramondre, Jamar Chase. I was, and it's still a great team. So this is like, I feel like I have one more push at the championship before I have to blow it up.
Yeah,
and
probably that sounds about right. Yeah,
and because I know like Derrick Henry is potentially aging out soon, and maybe he's just gonna keep going, and I'll have a couple more years with him. We'll see. He'll be the Frank Gore, just like tearing it up.
I mean, maybe. I commission a redraft league with a bunch of people that I met outside of comedy when I moved to Cleveland. And then we lost a couple people. They didn't die. They just quit. I'm sorry. Lost. So we're still grieving. And so we added Connor Stout, and he had that kind of team this last year. And he had Saquon and Jalen Hurts and Jamar Chase, and was just obliterating everybody.
Yeah.
And then I beat him in the playoffs. And then I went on to lose the championship round, which I wouldn't have. I ended up starting like J.K. Dobbins and that guy that was doing really well for the Raiders at the end of the year. But I wouldn't have started. No, I started Achane, and I would have started the Raiders guy instead if I had known that Tua was going to be hurt. But they didn't tell us that he was out for the late game until it was like too late or something. I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't change it, and I would have won if I could have. And it is in my craw to this day because I won the year prior because I had Christian McCaffrey, and that was the end of that pretty much.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping to be back in the championship for that league this year. And I know I've been talking to a couple comics about doing like a $50 buy-in so that everybody's like really serious about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I would rather not have more than like 2 or 3 leagues a year, but sometimes
2 or 3 is a good number.
It's a good number.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've gotten suckered into 4 or 5, and that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it feels more tedious.
Yeah.
Than anything.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the dynasty, and then I'll be in Brian Sternick's league.
Okay.
He invited. Are you in that one?
He mentioned it to me actually. He mentioned that they might have some spots, so I might be in that one. I think I was in that one a couple years ago. Then I wasn't, and then I think we'll see. I may or may not be. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm excited to have another league because that'll be my second one, and I'll probably just stick with those two. For this year. But it's nice to have a redraft to do because like the dynasty's fun, but like a few years ago when I was like in rebuild mode or whatever, it can get a little. The pressure's off because it's like I'm not expected to win, so it's just like set my lineup and who cares if I lose because I'm it's expected. But
redraft is fun because the pressure's there every week.
Yeah, for sure. But the only redraft I've done recently was a work league, and nobody ever traded, and everybody was, I don't know, like it was a weird league to be in. Like it was, there was one guy that would just auto draft every year. Like he would go to the draft, like we did a live draft at Fatheads the one time, and
that's fun. It's fun to get as many people as you can together for them.
Yeah. And but yeah, he still just did auto draft because he didn't know anything about it. And it's just, and he, like the one time I wasn't in the league at the time, but I'm pretty sure he won with an auto draft team. And he didn't make any trades either. It's just like that's just what the team was, and that's just the way the league went.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
What else about fantasy football? I don't know. Do you have one like sleeper pick for this year? Like one maybe late rounder that you think is gonna really make it happen?
I do. I mean,
not to give away your secrets. I'm trying to think of mine.
Yeah. I'm really I have a death grip on Jamar Chase.
Sleeper Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I know. I'm so out of the loop that no, like having some kind of in-depth knowledge is not something I have right now, but I used to be.
I'll catch you up.
Yeah, I need I'm gonna send a question to the footballers and be like, hey, can I get a ASAP recap of what I've missed the last year, like being out of the loop, and just sure. Have them just like summarize everything.
Dog, we can go sit down somewhere for an hour. I'll give you an ASAP recap, no problem. Yeah, no big deal. We'll go through all the teams. I'll tell you who's injured, who did well last year. Yeah, no problem.
Because last year I had season tickets for the Browns. I went to the Giants, and I was like, "Well, fuck this team," And I tried selling
game to go to.
Tried selling out the rest of my tickets.
Nobody wanted them.
No, I sold most of them at a loss, and then I canceled them this year. But I was just so busy with other things that football was one of the least of my priorities, and it sucked because I had the best fantasy year I've ever had, and I was also in the Scott Fish Bowl, which should have been an exciting thing to be able to do, and I wasn't able to focus time and attention towards that either. Barley, hey, off.
Sorry, homie.
Get out.
Sorry, pal.
Come on. Thank you.
He's so fucking cute.
Thanks. I got him from City Dogs.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, in April 21. So I rescued him. He's been a really sweet dog. He's
a sweet boy.
I got my cat like a year after that.
I have been loving just the viewers can't see, but just the subplot of watching your cat wander through your furniture has been really terrific.
Yeah. I just hung this up yesterday.
I saw that on your Gram story. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little small for him, so like when he's up on the shelves, he can't. It's hard for him to turn around. So I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I might have to make some new platforms or something, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I was on a walk with Barley down at my dad's, and out of nowhere, this tiny kitten just walks out of the grass up to us. Like I literally could hold him in my hand, and he just started sniffing on Barley, and I have a video of it, and Barley's pretty calm with him and everything, and the cat,
they seem to tolerate each other really well.
Yeah, especially at the beginning, they would cuddle all the time, and it was so sweet.
That's cute.
But he had like eye problems and shit, and so he's much better now, but he was in rough shape and probably wouldn't have made it. It's and I had been wanting or considering getting a cat. I just hadn't decided I wanted a cat, so it was it felt like a sign from the universe. It's like, oh, here's your cat, and I was like, all right, fine.
That's cool. I love cats. When I was a kid, I was like really allergic to cats, and I've mostly like gotten over that. But I would love to have a cat, but I don't really want a cat like crawling through all my stuff.
Yeah.
Because they get everywhere.
Yeah.
And I miss having a dog, but it was easier to have a dog when there were two of us in my apartment. So I just don't know that I'm out a lot, and I just don't know if I have the time to commit to it.
Dude, a dog is so much work.
Yeah.
Cat's easier.
Sure.
For sure. It's a lot just because like to keep him, his energy down and everything, like I got to walk him regularly. And I mostly like it. It's really tough during the winter. But I have a fenced-in yard up here at this place. I didn't have it at my last place, so
that's nice. That helps.
So I can at least. No, you're good. So I can at least, just let him out, run around a little bit. It'll hopefully be an easier winter for me because it's just another thing that just adds to my depression, like having to get up every morning because I get seasonal depression.
Yeah, having to get up every morning isn't good for my mental health either.
Yeah. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna let's do our top 5 citrus fruits.
Okay. Wait, not to peel behind the curtain here, but he asked me like a week ago what I wanted my top 5 to be, and I forgot to think about it. And so
I forgot to follow up.
And so when he asked me yesterday, I was like, I don't know, NFL cornerbacks or America's Next Top Model winners, mostly because I wanted to say, and 5, and this is controversial, Carrie D. English, which is not something anyone who listens to this is going to get, but I thought it was funny. I know. Yeah, that was the other thing, too, is I was like, it has to be something that probably Brandon has an opinion on. And I was like, I'll rank my toes 1 through 5, and nobody wants that. So here we are on citrus fruits, and I did some research on citrus fruits, and it turns out there's not as much as I thought. So I'm going to throw a couple things that feel like they should be citrus fruits into this.
I forgot to make a list, so I'm going to come up with mine on the spot.
I'm also coming up with mine kind of on the spot. I mean, cool. I have an idea. But are we starting with 5 or with 1?
Let's start with 5. Yeah.
Oh, that's harder. Okay.
Okay, let's start with 1.
Well, 1 is lime.
All right. That's not my 1.
What's your 1?
My 1 is lemons, because that's what life gets you.
Preposterous. Ridiculous. Lemons. Grow up.
I mean, you get lemonade. You got lemon lime combo.
Lime.
I'm not hating lime.
Lime's
good.
Lime's good because but key lime pie.
Key lime pie.
Or
solid.
like
limoncello. LaCroix though. That's the one.
Oh, you're sober.
Yeah.
Lemon would probably be my 2.
Orange might be my 2, and then lime might be my 3.
Okay, I think for me, I'm gonna throw pomegranate in here because it feels spiritually like a citrus.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna put pomegranate at 3, and then my other feels like as spiritually a citrus but isn't is pineapple, and I'm gonna put that at 4, and then I'm gonna put orange at 5. I do like oranges, but I like the all these other exotic ones more.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking through the list on Wikipedia of like I was like, do I really have to choose between kumquat and tangerine? Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, and when I say orange, that's kind of a blanket statement of I forget which one I actually like, whether it's a tangerine or
Valencia.
No.
Little cuties.
Whatever the halo. Yeah, the halos are the little cuties or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that GMO nonsense.
Because like whatever the smaller ones that don't have seeds, they're also easier to peel and stuff too.
Yeah,
and so
no, for sure. And those are good for they're good for on the run. They're good for a snack. And they're usually pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to when I had somebody else in my apartment, we used to get those a lot, but I can't go through a bag of little cuties on my own. I end up throwing half of them away.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I would just get like one fruit at a time. It was like one bag of apples or one bag of the halos or whatever.
Yeah.
But I eat a lot of like fresh broccoli and celery and stuff like that and everything.
Oh, I don't mind celery, but broccoli for me has to be cooked to the point where it has no nutritional value any longer. But I love a good cooked broccoli.
Yeah. Fun fact about broccoli, I found out by mistake that I actually like some lemon zest on my broccoli.
I bet that would be good. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, like I had some spillover from having broccoli on the same baking sheet as something else that I'm pretty sure was like salmon or something on the other side, and the lemon I was like, oh, it's good.
We could have done like top 5 things, like vegetables to put in a stir fry.
Ooh.
My favorite is
I mean, we could just double up our top 5s.
not?
That's fine. Let me finish my citrus.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh my God.
No, I'm
over here making up citruses, and then like, let's move on.
I feel like I don't know if it's citrus or not, but I'm gonna throw a star fruit on there because I like a star fruit.
Oh.
Not that I eat it regularly at all, but I just remember liking it when I was a kid.
Sure. I haven't had star fruit in a long time.
Yeah, that's 4, and then I'll do pineapple too. Fuck it.
Yeah, pineapple's good.
Yeah,
pineapple's a good accent for a lot of things. Like, I like to make a smoothie with like frozen berries and some oat milk, but you put a little pineapple in that and it really zips it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stir fries. My number 1 is like snow peas or like snap peas.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I love a good pea and a just a normal salad too.
I love a good pea.
Yeah. So my first one for stir fry, it might be broccoli. I think it might be broccoli because it's like a hearty green. It's filling. I like the flavor.
Broccoli's good in a stir fry. Yeah. I think my 2 boring, I know, but is going to be onion.
Yeah,
because I think you
right
just need that. But I would put broccoli at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go broccoli, onion. My third, I'm gonna go those little mini corn things.
Oh, that's not even gonna be on my list. I don't think. I hate those.
I like those.
They creep me out. I think they're weird.
Yeah,
they're like.
They are weird. I don't know where they come from.
It's like when you see like a Renaissance painting and all the little baby angels have little baby penises. That's what those corns remind me of.
Yeah, like what's growing these baby corn? Is it an actual type of corn, or is it a totally new species of like vegetable that's like a corn?
I guess we'll never know.
Adjacent. I don't know.
Hey, chat. Let us know what baby corn is.
Yeah. I didn't even know popcorn was actually like corn that was like dried into a kernel.
Oh,
like
really?
That. I thought it's stupid.
You thought they grew on popcorn trees?
I thought it was like a totally separate thing. Yeah. It's like, no, it's just
you have your cotton, you have your corn, you have your popcorn.
Yeah. I didn't understand.
Could you dry out baby corns enough and put them in some oil in the microwave?
Maybe.
And have baby popcorn?
That'd be pretty awesome if you could.
Would be harder to get the kernel stuck in your teeth, I think.
Yeah. Or they just only get stuck in your teeth.
Hey, I should be director of GMO monstrosities in this country.
Need all the baby corn and then the giant corn.
Mm-hmm. Are we on 3 here?
You said you're 3. Are you on 3?
I said my 3. I guess I'm on 4.
4, yeah.
4. This is tough only because I'm running out of things that you put in. Because I generally I like carrots if they're cooked right. Like if they get, I think when you make a stir fry like that, you have to start with the carrots because they're so much more dense, and you have to have small carrot pieces. But if they're cooked good, I do like carrots. I love like have you ever had like not like a caramelized carrot or whatever it is where they like.
I'm not real big on cooked carrots. Like I can eat them regular with like dipping and stuff. But
well, you're skinny, whatever.
I can eat them if that's the vegetable being served. I'll eat them. I don't hate them.
Sure,
but I don't know. Cooked carrots just don't do it for me.
Oh, I love when they get all like
mushy and stuff,
slimy and sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the taste is weird to me.
Sure.
My third might be green beans.
Okay.
I like green beans in a stir fry.
Okay.
Especially when they're like nice and crispy.
Mm-hmm. Like they're 3rd or 4th. It's your 4th, I think.
4th, I believe. Yeah. Broccoli, onion, baby corn, and then
I think my 5 hot take. I'm gonna say I like a little bit of like baby bok choy in a stir fry.
What's bok choy?
It's that like leafy kind of bulbous. This is not helping. Like I'm trying to turn on the water.
The leafy bulbous thing.
No, but I think that also that cooked right is real good.
Okay. I've probably had it and just never known what it was called.
Yeah. My 5 is chicken, actually. I have some chicken in my stir fry. Rice, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, or bell peppers are good.
Oh yeah,
That might be my 5 is bell peppers.
My 5 would have to be mushrooms. I love mushrooms in anything.
Yeah.
And a sautéed mushroom is so good. Yeah.
I'm slowly coming around on mushrooms in my old age. I've always liked like a mushroom, like mushroom as a flavor in something, but like cooked mushrooms are like mushy and weird in the way that cooked carrots, in the way you don't like cooked carrots because they're mushy and weird. I don't like cooked mushrooms because they're mushy and weird. But if they're like sliced real thin, or I can't quite tell they're in there. I've been a little bit better about mushrooms lately.
Mm-hmm. Do you like a uncooked mushroom, like in a salad?
No,
better?
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's like a weird taste that I like, but it's like one of those things that I like, but I don't like. You know what I mean? It's like it's a weird taste, but I like it because it's a weird taste.
Sure, yeah.
Texture.
Yeah, I've been getting really into kale salads, like a kale Caesar salad. I make those at home a lot because I think kale's great.
I don't mind it. Yeah, I like my favorites. I usually, if I get like a salad mix, I'll get like a spinach and arugula.
I love spinach.
I love arugula and
I like
spinach.
arugula
Yeah,
too.
both are
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But yeah, I could eat some kale, and I know how it's dense and nutrients and
Totally.
stuff.
See, I look like I'm not a salad guy. I love a salad. The problem is I love a salad dressing.
Oh, what's your go-to salad dressing?
A Caesar for sure, but I like others. I love like an Italian, anything with a lot of fat in it, really. I'm not a huge ranch dressing person. It's fine on pizza, but I don't want it on my salad, I don't think.
I like ranch. It's not my favorite dressing. I love when a restaurant has like their own unique dressing or whatever. Like you go to Fatheads and they have the blueberry or bumbleberry poppy seed.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I like that kind of
really
shit.
good,
Or like a raspberry vinaigrette. Like, guzzle it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And I ask for like the blueberry poppy seed as like a dipping sauce for my fries. Like I love getting any kind
Sounds great.
Any kind of dipping sauce for fries that's not ketchup. I don't mind ketchup, but I'm bored by ketchup.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I want honey mustard. I want like a good barbecue or like a good aioli. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just anything that's not ketchup.
I hear that. Yeah, I don't mind ketchup. I prefer like a sriracha ketchup. Like put something spicy in a ketchup. That I think is really good.
Yeah. Cleveland ketchup has some really good flavors. Like they have like a dill ketchup. They got a ghost pepper ketchup.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, like definitely check them out. They're a little pricey, but
sure.
They're good. Like if you want to splurge and check them out.
Yeah, I love splurging on a sauce.
Yeah. Cool. I have a couple more questions I want to hit. I got 2. What are UFOs?
Unidentified fucking object.
All right, and that's the end of our podcast.
UFOs are it's a psyop by our government.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not ruling it out. I don't know what they are, and that's definitely a possibility.
Is this like tangential to the like are aliens real question?
Possibly. Like I love learning about different conspiracy theories with that stuff, and I've been following Reddit, like whatever the Reddit UFO stuff is, for several years now, and just like mainly as a.
Well, you're the expert. What are UFOs?
Well, I don't know. Like, to me, it feels like a mix of a lot of things. It feels like the government definitely knows more than they're allowing us to know.
Sure.
Like they're covering shit up, and the secrecy is the worst part about it.
Yeah, it does seem like there's a secret, whatever it is.
Yeah, because like what I get hung up on is if that's true, what else is true? Like if it's true that UFOs are real and they're here and we have technology that's beyond our understanding, and potentially companies like Lockheed Martin and other places are developing technology that goes beyond our current technology that's in use, then they have uncontrolled, unregulated power. You know what I mean? And like who's to stop them from suppressing energy? Who's to stop the oil industry from suppressing energy, like technology that would make oil obsolete? If we're able to harness UFO technology, assuming that it's real, I believe it is, or something. There's something there. There's something we don't understand. But like if we're able to understand the 0 point energy or whatever and develop it, then it makes oil obsolete, and that upsets the people in power's control the whole dynamic. And to me, it feels like those power structures are what's suppressing like all of these other things, and it's the alcohol and tobacco industry that's also partially fighting against weed. I believe they're all tied into the same thing. You know what I mean? And I guess well, a couple things with this. So what's the easier thing to? First off, I never watched it in the first place, but I've been watching from the beginning, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Watch it from. I love the idea of like I got to watch from episode 1.
Well, okay, so because I was watching Traitors and Tom Sandoval was on that, and he was crazy, and he's from Lisa from Vanderpump Rules, and I
know that by name,
and
but I don't know what it is.
I thought about getting into that, but she started on Housewives of Beverly Hills, so I said, okay, we're gonna start at the beginning. And now it's season 10 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Denise Richards' husband is like one of those guys who does like alternative medicine healing, and it's something that like all the rich people in Hollywood say that they've like been but they also, there's like scenes where they think they're getting followed by like big pharma or whatever because his methods are so successful, and so I think that definitely does happen. I don't know if it happens there, but that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
I did though. In a more serious, I watched this documentary when I was in college, so probably 15 years ago, and I don't remember the name of the guy that.
Where'd you go to college, real quick? I meant to ask.
I went to the University of Denver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. And it suggested that the government hasn't told us, but we've already like surpassed peak oil, and that we're like very fucked, which might be true also. And so that's what that made me think of. I don't know if you have a
surpass peak oil.
Like the most amount of oil that and I'm probably butchering this, but nobody's going to listen to this. Knows any better than me.
This. Yeah. Don't take these words for like as gospel, but yeah. Sure.
I think it's if I remember correctly, it's like the amount of oil versus the amount of usage in the world reaches like on a graph like a peak, and then after that it's too much usage and not enough oil, and that we've already like passed that point, so that we essentially say that we're running out of oil a lot faster than the government wants us to say that we are, and that they're not doing anything about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, not doing anything to help it, but they're actively still fighting against it. Like I saw just recently that
they're protecting the profits.
Yeah, for their own
profits
capitalistic
with an F, not a PH.
For their own capitalistic gain and stuff. And it's like I saw that they're trying to destroy a satellite that that captures CO2 emissions in the atmosphere. They're just trying to destroy it.
Okay.
Because they don't want that information. It's they're like the Republicans and people that are like trying to actively destroy these regulations and stuff like that are they just don't want to look at whatever pink elephant's in the room. It's like if we ignore it, it doesn't exist. If we pretend it doesn't exist, then we don't have to deal with it. And I feel like that's just like a problem in everything. Lately it's just like, oh, if it doesn't jive with our understanding or what we want our understanding to be, then it doesn't. Like it's selective consciousness or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
I think with aliens, I have not looked into it as much as you have. And I do think that there's something that they're obviously not telling us. I think that I believe that there's probably life out there somewhere. I just have a harder time believing that it's made contact with us, but maybe it has.
I don't know. There's been some fun reads that I've had of people blowing the whistle on some things that kind of
I think the SWAT team's outside your house right now.
Maybe. There was this one post that was really weird, and I read it, and it was like this this guy talking about like future events and stuff like that, and some of the things like kind of like, oh shit, like it made sense. Like, I don't know, like, and some of the things turned out to be true. One of the things he said was Trump was going to win, and he was like, but it's also not going to matter. And in 2027, there's going to be like some kind of like feminist, like it's going to be like kind of a utopia, for lack of a better word, like where people are more
TikTok,
more
huh?
empathetic, and more empathetic. And lately, there's been some scientists at Harvard have identified an object coming towards our solar system, and they're saying it's in a pattern that, I don't know, some people are saying it's an alien ship. Sure,
because it like doesn't get swept in the gravitational pulls of other things or whatever. Yeah,
and there's like no trail, like no vapor trail and stuff like that. And they're they came out today. I saw today it was a 4 or a 6 out of 10 for how much they believe. Like a 10 would mean they know that it's an alien spacecraft.
Okay.
And they're at like a 4 or a 10 or something like that on that scale.
4 or a 10, yeah.
4 or 6. Sorry,
okay,
is what I
okay.
meant. So, yeah, a 4 or 6. So like somewhere in the middle. But I don't know what to believe about that. And that's the problem, is the government has like, we can't trust them. And like, how do we know what we can believe if like we know that they're lying to us, and they're not lying. They're not trying to hide the fact that they're lying to us, even. You know what I mean? Like, and it's
also very arrogant of us to assume that the aliens are coming for us.
Not necessarily. Like, what if the universe is like full of it, and for whatever reason, when certain things happened in the past where like certain assassinations, like of JFK, like the what I saw was JFK was asking questions about UFOs, and like a week later is when he got assassinated.
The aliens did it.
People suppressing the alien stuff, potentially. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm not saying I believe one way or the other. My thing is, my main point is I don't know, and most people don't know, and and we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
But the fact that that these malicious assassinations and stuff of these political figures, like Martin Luther King getting assassinated by potentially the FBI, or like, these are stains on our American past that's already fucking terrible and bloody, with the colonization that they did with the Native Americans and stuff like that coming over here. And so it's like,
just gonna breeze past slavery like that. Okay.
And slavery. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like the slave trade and everything that happened in the civil rights movement in the 60s is like, people tell people, like the Republicans and stuff that I grew up with, they're like, they don't have like, there's not a lot of racial diversity where I grew up. So people hear like slanted stories from news that paint a certain race of people like in a different light that's not the true experience for people in an all-white community, for example. And so then their their understanding of that other race is skewed, and so they tend to lash out and hate, and and it's a vicious cycle. But my point is, like, they believe, oh well, you just work hard and you can do whatever, and the structures and the rules and the laws that are put in place that keep people in those minority groups down are there by design, and us ignoring them and not making those changes is still, it's not a balanced playing field, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the aliens' fault.
Yeah. I'm glad you're hearing me.
all afternoon I've been hearing you. Yeah.
No.
Loud and clear.
No, but yeah. So like, the main thing is like the suppression. I don't like the aliens, I guess my point of the connection with the aliens is I believe that if the aliens are coming, they're benevolent or they're kind. Like I believe they're hopefully here to help. You know, they're seeing like a world controlled by billionaires who are also in control of the media, and like they're pulling all the strings
zap them.
and yeah, hopefully they
Mars attacks.
laser guillotines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like I'm just interested in what other people think about UFOs and stuff. Yeah,
I'm gonna choose to agree with that because it's nice.
Yeah, and like I guess like the overall meaning of life. Like, what do you think?
Is that your second question?
Yeah, that's it.
I think I was put on this earth to fucking hang out, man. I was put on this earth to chill. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Probably we should be nice to each other or whatever, which is not what I'm here to do. But the meaning of life, I don't know. I think dust to dust, man. You know, there was an explosion and then dinosaurs and now us, and we're kind of ruining it for ourselves. And isn't that a shame? And then isn't the universe supposed to like suck itself up back into its own butthole in several billion years or whatever?
Probably. Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. Gonna boof itself.
Yeah. I grew up, like I said, Catholic. I turned into an atheist, but then I got realized that wasn't really doing it for me either. So sure. I have become more spiritual, and I don't know. I feel like a certain connection to some things, and certain like moments have, for lack of a better term, have felt like signs from the universe or whatever.
Sure.
Like, and I just even if it's not by design, the recognition of those moments are what I feel like is the real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the appreciation of that energy or whatever. And so I guess that's my take on it is like, I don't know what it is, but I can sense it's there. And I don't believe in like a God that's a being looking down, you know, pulling strings and changing shit and stuff. But I
sounds
believe,
like a hard job. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, like not like a
Bruce
not doing a
very good job
type
either.
thing.
Like, yeah,
yeah, but like more like just the general energy and goodness, and just that truth is like the natural way of being. You know what I mean?
Okay,
and
so we're definitely doing mushrooms later.
Let's do it.
I would like to believe that there's an energy that organizes the universe, but I think probably just chaos reigns is more my belief system. But yeah, that's beautiful.
Thanks. I mean, it's just like Newton's law. It's like with the equal and opposite forces and stuff like that. Like, as bad things happen, I still see good people rising up to the challenge. You know what I mean? And
sure.
That's what gives me hope, I guess, is that the fact that things feel really dire and tough right now with what feels like fascism rolling in, you know, but I see a lot of people not putting up with that. And I know personally, I'm not going to just sit over and allow fascism to continue to come, you know, overtake all of us. And that's part of why I feel drawn to comedy, because comedy is one of the few things that you can give yourself a voice with, you know.
Sure.
And that's why I love it. Like, it's
yeah. I'm sorry. I was just thinking that you were like, yeah, I kind of believe in the goodness of all people, and I was like, select readings from the Diary of Anne Frank. Thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah.
But no, that's, I mean, you're smarter than me, so I appreciate that perspective.
I always feel weird when people say I'm smarter than them. I don't know why. Like I do pride myself on feeling like I'm an intelligent person, but I don't believe in intelligence as like one person is necessarily smarter. Like, you're smarter than me in certain things that just push him off. Just push him off.
Yes, yeah.
Barley, you're so intrusive.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Barley.
Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
come here, bud.
Push you off.
There
you go.
But I totally lost my train of thought.
Oh, who's what does intelligence mean? Who's smarter than who?
Yeah, I feel like intelligence is just whatever you put your energy into. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like,
yeah.
You're more intelligent about joke writing, for stand up than I am. Like,
you can learn that.
I can, sure. Anybody can learn anything.
Well, and not everybody can learn that, but as we've seen. No, I think I agree with you. And my current boyfriend is he's kind of a nerd, but he's so smart, and he's definitely smarter than me in a lot of things. And all of his friends are also like very like book smart or whatever. But it's like there's tons of things that I am good at that they would never be good at. And so I think you kind of have to look at it like that when you're an adult. Yeah,
exactly. And it's going back to the not feeling like the thing you're lacking is a failure. It's. That's just your own perspective if you choose to allow it, like if that's the perspective you choose to take. But the thing that I've learned is like anything you want to do, you can do. Like it's you want to be a comic, then do it. You got like I sat on my ass for 10 years after wanting to do it before I finally got on the stage to do it. You know what I mean? And I wasn't a comic until I finally did it.
Yeah.
And even then it took me a while to finally feel like, oh yeah, I'm a comic. And I barely feel like I'm a stand-up comic.
Sure.
And I've probably done it 20 times, less than 30, somewhere in that ballpark in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm a stand-up comic, but I feel like I'm definitely an improv comic. I'm a sketch comic, and budding stand-up comic.
Sure. I love that. Well, we'll have to get you out more.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited to have the time and know more people in the space to be able to feel comfortable in it.
For sure. That's a lot of it too. A lot of it is just like showing up and being there and trying to be semi-consistently around. And part of it too is like, unfortunately, it's a bunch of like weirdos it's a bunch of like antisocial weirdos, and you just have to force yourself to be social, which is harder for some people than others.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I hate small talk because I'm just so bad at it. And
sure, I think that's a skill you just have to cultivate, though.
Yeah.
I am going to take maybe an unexpected contrarian take on this. When people say they hate small talk, I think that means that you are not comfortable initiating a conversation with a stranger. But I actually think that small talk is like, everything doesn't have to be big talk, right? Everything doesn't have to be like, tell me about when your mom died. It literally can be like, how was your day today? And I'll talk about anything, and I'm really chatty, so I'll turn small talk into big talk if I feel like it.
Yeah.
But I actually think that like, we're social creatures, and we've evolved to this point by doing that. And so I think that even if you don't love doing small talk, I think you have to get baseline okay at it.
Yeah, and I've gotten better, and getting into comedy has helped because comedy is a universal thing for a lot of people. But it's just I don't know, like I get in my head, I guess, when I talk to someone and I'm just like, oh, how was your day? And then oh, good, whatever. And then they ask me, and then there's that lull, and I'm just like, oh fuck, my brain is blank,
Sure,
and it's just like I put too much pressure on myself, and
sometimes I make people tell me like, what'd you do today? Like is sometimes easier than like, how are you, or how was your day? Like, especially, I mean, maybe more people that I'm close with or whatever, but like, I don't know, I think that, and maybe it's just that small talk is like easy for me, and so I'm being a little flippant about that it's like hard for other people. But I don't know. I just think that the social glue is built on small talk, and to think that we shouldn't do that anymore would erode our social fabric even more than it already is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I if we got rid of it, then we're just gonna have a lot of people not talking to each other at all.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand it. It's just,
I think, and I think when I don't like it sometimes is when it's like, I'm having a bad day and I'm trying to buy groceries and I just want to get out of the fucking grocery store.
Yeah.
And the person checking me up wants to like chat about my day or my groceries or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or you get in an Uber and you just want to be quiet and they want to chat with you. But I think that like even in those moments, I just think that social contract dictates that we engage a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in the social contract sometimes.
Yeah. No, I am too. Yeah, I am too. And I'm a people pleaser, like, for the most part. So it's like,
I love that meme that's like, okay, name 3 people who are pleased with you.
I haven't seen that one. Fuck. I'm a people pleaser, but I'm failing very hard.
I would prefer everybody. I'm not a huge people pleaser. I would prefer everybody like me, but like stand up really taught me that not everybody is going to like you, and that's okay.
I'm learning that slowly. And it's a good lesson to learn, but
yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that too.
Totally. Yeah. Being okay with everybody not liking you is important. There's plenty of people that don't like me, and it's like, get in fucking line.
Yeah. I grew up feeling the need for everyone to like me for some reason. I don't know. And but also I felt like
non-molested altar boy.
Yeah, but I was bullied by my closest friends, and that's, I didn't even recognize it as bullying, but like especially now, but like they would like physically hurt me and verbally.
Oh, those are not your
all
friends.
the time. I know, but I didn't know any better. Like they would treat me well half the time, but the other half of the time, like especially one of my best friends when I was younger, like before high school, we lived close to each other, so we would hang out all the time during the summer. And when it was the two of us, he would always be chill with me. But if there was another person there, he was a year older than me, and he would take on more of a dominating presence, and he would make fun of me at my expense to get the other person to laugh, or to hit me because he knew I wouldn't hit him back, or whatever. And there were just so many moments that I just look back and I didn't stand up for myself, and it took me a while to finally figure that out. And it sucks because I feel like it affected my dating life, even in like high school and stuff like that, and even college. I just felt like I was always like 2 or 3 years behind everybody. Behind the curve.
Yeah, I changed schools in middle school, and it was a very different experience because I was going to like a really small school in Denver, and then I went to a bigger school in the Springs where sports was a lot more of a focus, and I just really didn't fit in, and I did not fit in for a long time, even through college. Everybody that I met when I studied abroad in New Zealand has like unfriended me on Facebook by now. Like I have a long history of not being super well liked all the time, and some of it's that I can be annoying, some of it's that I can be a little brash, but it's like whatever. I am who I am, and I think that a hard lesson for me to learn in comedy too. I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but is that like the comics are not always your friends. I think that a lot of people in comedy would hit you with their car to get a late night set, and that's not those people aren't your friends. So I think that I have of late had a really terse relationship with like, do I get closer to some of these people that I really like in comedy, or do I stay more careful about not pouring into people that don't necessarily pour back into me? And it's a hard balance to strike, and I've never been great at it, and I still struggle with it sometimes, but dang, I like knowing so many people.
Yeah. Well, and the comedy space is such a cool way to meet new people too. Like it's just being in the comedy.
It's a way to meet new people.
It's like the only way I've been able to really make new friends as an adult. Just because like I
especially with improv and stuff, like you have you're working together, you have to meet each other.
Yeah, and it was jarring how supportive of a community improv was, because like I said, I was bullied by my closest friends. So I was like,
improv is different than stand up too. I'm just talking about stand up. Like improv is that's a different social animal for sure.
For sure, yeah. Like it's a totally new community. Stand up can be very supportive, like once you're kind of in the club, but like,
and there is, and every scene in America has a cool kids club, and it's a revolving door of people, but there's always a cool kids club.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear that.
And improv is more like, oh, everyone's welcome as long as you're not an asshole, like
sure.
The main,
well, I don't do improv,
and the main thing is like just not punching down, and it's just like not punching down at a group that you're not with, like not a part of, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
Or that is less fortunate than you.
Yeah.
Basically. And so you can punch up, like I can fucking make fun of Trump and Vance, left and right, or whatever. But
yeah, and stand-up's so different. People come to LVT, at least one person every week says something fucking wild at LVT. So
yeah, it happens.
yeah.
And some of the stuff you just gotta brush off your shoulders or totally ignore, but
yeah,
like the feedback they get is, I want to say the feedback they get hopefully will deter them from doing it. But there was a comic that I saw last weekend, and he basically did an hour of stereotypes, and I fucking hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
And it was like literally, it was just an hour of only stereotypes.
You're gonna give me that name off mic.
I will. Yeah. It was like, and I've seen some comics that I don't agree with politically, but I still like understand they might be coming from a a place where they are still wanting the best for people.
And being good at comedy and being funny are not always the same
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
I can think of a few people, even in town, that I think are good comics but aren't very funny to me. And that's part of it too, is just realizing that like I'm not for everybody and everybody isn't for me, and that's fine.
Yeah. 100%. All right. Well, we are.
Are we at time?
Yeah, we're a little over the expected. We're at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Dog,
that flew by.
Dog, I just like hanging out with you, man. I'll sit and chill with you all day, dude. Yeah, hell yeah.
Same. I'd be happy to have you on like another episode in the future or whatever.
Sure. But, let's talk about not comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to say, or anything you want to plug, or let's plug the LVT again? And
so else? LVT open mic is every Wednesday, 9:15, 9:45. And then I'm going to go ahead and assume...
And that's Lakewood Village Tavern.
Lakewood Village Tavern, yes.
In Lakewood, Ohio.
And then I'm going to... Yeah, God, I forgot you can listen to a podcast anywhere in the world. And then I'm going to work on the assumption that Third and Wrong might be coming back. Mm-hmm. I don't know where, but go follow Third and Wrong Show on Instagram. Yep. Cool. Yeah, Third and Wrong Show. And I think it's 3RD and Wrong Show. So go follow that, and I will announce that there if that comes to pass.
Cool. And then what's your own Instagram handle?
Oh, I am at Welch Refinery, like an oil refinery.
Fuck yeah.
When I quit,
but also like grape or Welch's grape juice.
I guess so. Usually when I try to get my card back at the bar, I'll say Welch like Raquel, because Welch's grape juice feels hacky.
Yeah.
Not to say I at the bar it feels hacky to say that at the bar.
Yeah.
But I before, when I had quit over the pandemic, my previous one was Zachary Welchery, which was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But this is good too. So yeah, I'm at Welch Refinery. Go follow me.
Nice. Cool. And then you can find me at Buffoon Brandon on Instagram, and also this. I didn't say it at the top of the show, but this is Buffoon Brandon Banter, the podcast.
He'll cut that in.
Yeah,
he'll cut that in.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like record little intros before you get into the podcast?
Will, yeah.
Is that what you're doing for this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why do they do that?
It's so
sorry, I know we're at like 4 hours.
No, you're good. It seemed like at least the ones I listened to, like I listened to You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes a lot, and I noticed that he just does a quick bit at the top because he kind of summarizes or talks about what they talked about, and you can't do that if you record the intro before the actual podcast, of course.
Sure, but do they do that so if you're like, oh, I don't want to listen to that, you can turn it off?
No, it's just like an easy way to put dense information at the top of the show, because like especially him, he's announcing his tour dates and stuff like that, which
That's fair.
Which
we will have soon.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about our tour dates. Do you have any booked shows that you're coming up like anytime soon?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
If you're in Cleveland or whatever.
If you're in Cleveland, wouldn't like a couple weeks out maybe?
Yeah, I'll hopefully. I want to get this started to release once a week, and I'm hoping to release the first one next week. By next week.
Friday, September 5th, I'm doing Spokes and Jokes at 6 City Cycles in Old Brooklyn, and then
And
after
that's
that,
Snowflake Comedy, right?
Yeah. And then
Nice.
after that, I'm hosting the Bill Squire Friday show at Imposters.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, definitely
So
check
come
out
to either of
Imposters
those that
Theater.
day.
Despite them telling me no 3 times in a month.
Oh, they love you over there.
They do. And I love them still. I don't take it personally, even though it hurt my feelings. It didn't hurt my... Like I'm learning. I'm learning that rejection is good because I gave it a shot, and and it's
okay for it to hurt your feelings. Like, you're allowed to feel that way. You just can't hold on to it.
And the thing is they offer feedback. Like, if you want it, you can ask for feedback.
That's cool.
And one of the things I'll recommend to anybody wanting to do any creative thing, ask for feedback from a peer that you respect.
Yes.
For somebody that's been doing it, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't have to take everything they say for, as if it's perfectly formed, because everybody, like, even them, they're humans that have tried different things, and they have experience that can help you. But I got some really good notes. I understand myself a little better, and so that's all I can ask for, and just hopefully I can continue moving along this journey.
Cool. Well, yeah, if anybody's listened to this podcast until now, go follow us.
Yeah, and I'll put your stuff at the top of the show too. So.
Sure. Cool.
All right, well, thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around with us, and I always enjoy seeing you and talking to you, and I really enjoy this conversation.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, thanks.
Cool. Yep. Fun.